Hi everyone, welcome back to the More YouTube channel. It's Chris back with the second episode of the great series that is Throwback Thursday. Only the second episode. I can tell you it's a great series because it's all about the brilliant days in the history books of Newcastle United, days that made us all feel really good as Newcastle fans. We did see next Tuesday all the horrors and all the nightmares. It was fun, but they weren't great memories. These are brilliant memories. We started with Alan Shearer signing for Newcastle, and we thought we would have a second Geordie icon for the second episode on a brilliant day back in September 1999, after Ruud Gullit and his sexy football had steered Newcastle United to the bottom of the Premier League with no hope inside. He pissed off Alan Shearer and Duncan Ferguson. It looked like Shearer was going to leave the football club. We didn't have a hope or a prayer. And then a Geordie icon rode to the rescue. And that is this great man, as you can see, standing outside St James's Park, to the adulation of the Newcastle fans, very similar to Shearer when he signed, and that is the late, great Sir Bobby Robson. So Sir Bobby Robson is a Geordie at heart, obviously. He could have managed the football club when Keegan walked, but in his opening press conference, which we put a link to in the video below because it's such a great press conference, it'll make you smile ear to ear, I guarantee you. He said that he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it back then. He couldn't get out of his contract at Barcelona. He wanted to do it, but there's no way that he could have done it. He was true to his word, and he stuck by that, and that's why he didn't take over from Keegan. I honestly believe had he done, we would have won the Premier League then. I really do. I don't think Manchester United would have had a sniff at all. But obviously, Bobby came to Newcastle 67 years young, as he said. You can see he was greeted by hordes of Newcastle fans who obviously went out and spoke to and signed autographs for and smiled with and everything else as well. He got into the press conference, as I said, he was asked about his age. He said he's 67 years young. Got to show you this picture because it'll make you smile. Look at the beaming smile there, ear to ear. He's like a kid again, coming back to his club, his football club. And that's what he said as well in the press conference. He said, I'm coming back to my club. He said, you know, it's his love, he called it. He said he's honoured. He's not scared by it. He knows he's got a job on his hands because we were rock bottom at the time. I think he won 14 out of 32 games, and he got us to 11th in that first season. And after that, he steered us into third and fourth positions, get us back to Champions League. It was very first game back would beat Sheffield Wednesday 8-0. Shearer got 5 goals because Shearer said he grabbed a hold on the training pitch and he said to him, you know, I think you're back to goal too much. You need to move a bit more. You need to do this, you need that. And Shearer just says he's the best manager he's ever played for in his whole career. And like anyone says that about Bobby. I mean, even before he came to Newcastle, the pedigree that he had, you know, his success with Ipswich. He took England that close to winning a major competition, playing some unbelievable football. He went to Porto, he went to Barcelona, PSV, you know, all around Europe. But he was just a globally recognised and revered, respected football man. And he came back to his own club at, like I said, the age of 67 years old, and he was utterly phenomenal. You know, he stayed at Newcastle till 2004. I was unfairly removed, in my opinion. I think in everyone's opinion, should have been moved upstairs. Really, I don't think he wanted to, was the story. But I think that the way that went obviously turned a bit ugly. We'll cover that to see next Tuesday series. But Bobby's legacy at Newcastle United is there for everybody to see. I think he had a 46% win ratio. What I loved about what he did the most, he blended this brilliant team of youth and experience. You know, he went out and he found players like Craig Bellamy from Coventry and, you know, Jermaine Genius, and you know, he got Shearer and you know, Speed and all these great players who were there before he came to just use their experience to help these young players along. You know, he brought through Shola in at the academy and at the first team and stuff like that. I never got his name right, mind you, but that was one of the charms that we all loved about Sir Bobby Robson, and his passion for the job as well. You know, because he was one of us. He was a fan. He demanded the best. He demanded excellence from his club, from his squad. You know, and that oozed through every single interview that he did. You know, I don't think I've ever seen a manager have the respect and admiration from Sir Alex Ferguson as Sir Bobby Robson had in his career. And I think he actually said Bobby's the best. He said he puts him up there as the best football manager, one of the best football managers of all time. And it's really hard to disagree with that. You look at the legacy that he leaves in terms of, you know, his pupils that have gone on to things. Pep Guardiola, arguably the best manager in the history of football, probably by the time he decides to jack it in. A student of Sir Bobby Robson. Jose Mourinho, a student of Sir Bobby Robson. All these fantastic football managers who learn from the great man themselves. And I'm just privileged that I was, you know, alive and of an age that I can remember this brilliant man as Newcastle United manager, and just all the great memories that he gave me. I mean, he doesn't just leave a legacy from his time on in the dugout as a football manager. He leaves a legacy and so much more as well. He's got the Sir Bobby Robson Foundation that's raised so much money for charity and saved so many lives. For its dedication to cancer research and treatment. And last time we spoke about Bobby, I had some great comments from some of the viewers about how their parents were saved from that kind of a thing as well. So it's amazing, the legacy that he leaves as a football man. And just before I finish talking about him, one of the best quotes that obviously Mark absolutely adores. I think it's his favorite football quote of all time. And we had to pull it up and we had to read it out. This is another. It just sums up Bobby Robson, the famous "What is a club in any case" quote. So not the buildings or the directors or the people who are paid to represent it. It's not the television contracts, get-out clauses, marketing departments, or executive boxes. It's the noise, the passion, the feeling of belonging, the pride in your city. It's a small boy clambering up stadium steps for the very first time, gripping his father's hand, gulping at that hallowed stretch of turf beneath him without being able to do a thing about it, falling in love. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Sir Bobby Robson. So brilliant one that to talk about for Throwback Thursday. Well-deserving addition to this episode series. Absolutely 100%. Really looking forward to getting some more Throwback Thursdays in there. Some of the great memories of Newcastle. There'll be players, there'll be managers, there'll be matches, there'll be moments, there'll be loads of real good times there. So if that's the kind of thing you guys like, then why not click subscribe? Come and join us. We're over 4,600 subs now, so we're getting close to that 5k mark. We've got a great giveaway prize, signed photograph of Alan Shearer's last goal in competitive football against the Mackhams. You won't want to miss out on that. So subscribe, refer us to your family and friends, get us to 5k, then enter the prize draw, and you may win that brilliant bit of football memorabilia. So that's us done for another Throwback Thursday. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Thank you, Bobby, wherever you are. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you later.